bankrupt our humanity. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. Does love have an open door? Does love have an open door? Does love have an open Love have an open door. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Well, once again, glad you are here today. Glad I'm here today. Would you stand up, please? I want to sing this next one together. Because speaking of being here today, you are not alone, and that is just a message that I need to hear over and over and over again. So that's what this song is about. It's called No Man is an Island. Makes us new. Can you have a clap? I wish you never thought you had to go. I wish you never thought you had to leave. Together we can lift each other up. We can build a shelter for the weak. Sing this out. No one is an island. We can be found. No one is an island. Let your guard down. You don't have to fight me, I am for you. We're not meant to live this life alone. Oh, oh, oh. I see fear in your eyes. There's no safety here. Oh, my friend, let me in and I will share your tears. Wish you never thought you had to go. I wish you never thought you had to leave. Maybe we can lift each other up. We can build a shelter for the weak. No one is an island. We can be found. No one is an island. Let your guard down. You don't have to fight me. I am for you. We're not meant to live this life alone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The trouble, rain, or fire. Let's reach out to something higher. You know life outside each other. We are not alone. Trouble, rain, or fire. Let's reach out to something higher. As let's bend to one another. We are not alone. Through trouble, rain, or fire. Let's reach out to something higher. I know life inside each other. We are not alone. Through trouble, rain, or fire. Let's reach out to something higher. Let's open to one another. We are not alone. No one is an island. We can be found. No one is an island. Let your guard down. You don't have to fight me. I am for you. We're not meant to live this life alone. Oh, 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 oh. don't have to do it alone. We don't have to do it alone. We don't have to do it alone. You can have a seat, please.
All right. Does this works? Pulls you away. I'm Eric. Thank you for coming here to Fabric. I get to welcome you, so that's what I'm doing. I want to point out we have coffee and tea over on the table over there, and bathrooms down the hall. There's a gender-neutral bathroom, signs to that by the teacher's lounge back through the hallway there. I wanted to call attention to our Sunday papers. We have this every week, kind of lets you see what's going on with Fabric, follows along with the message. And if you don't have one, there's one over there that you can grab. Inside this Sunday paper, there's a communication card for you to communicate with Fabric, with the staff, prayer concerns that they go over every week, and just another way of communicating with Fabric. As for Sunday papers, we have special Sunday papers for the kids this morning. It's an all-together Sunday, and it will be so for most of the summer. So the kids should feel free and welcome to sit at the tables there if they'd like to work on whatever might be in those boxes. So enjoy that, and we'll let you guys figure that out. Back to the Sunday paper for adults. There's a couple announcements in there that I'll just draw your attention to. What we've been doing as a community is preparing for new leadership in January. We're with Greg Meyer retiring. Not really because he's so old, but just because he's feeble and needs to. We just need to get him some care. So he'll be moving on to other things. But we've done over the last 4 months is kind of what we've called our first mile, where we've had an assessment of our community. Transition team has worked to gather information from the community, from the staff, about who we are, who do we want to be, what defines us. And there's a ministry site profile we've worked on that's available. I think most of you have seen it in the email in terms of what we think is important. And then, so that was kind of the first mile, the transition team and the transition period. Starting right about now, June 1 was kind of the target. We're moving into the search phase so that we'll start actually looking for a new leader. And part of that also is our responsibility as a community of continuing the momentum that we have. We've lost maybe some momentum through the pandemic, and it's a good time for us to gather. Last Sunday night, many of us were able to gather at the Smith Artist Lofts in St. Paul and just kind of discuss what's important to gain new momentum. And one of the things that's important is showing up. And summertime can be a challenge for showing up. This would be a good time to buckle down and probably come more often, volunteer more often. We want this to be a vibrant community that we're inviting a new leader to. And so we all have that responsibility together to make sure that happens. So that's what that event was about, is thinking about ways to show up and also ways to get the word out about what we have here in a community. So continuing with that second mile phase, the bishop of the ELCA, it's the denomination that we're part of, will be here next week, and we'll be taking kind of a question and answer session after our gathering, right around 11:30. So her name is Bishop Ann. She will be meeting with us probably for about 30 minutes, answering any questions that people might have, and maybe we'd be answering some of hers as well. So it's just kind of part of the formal process of starting to look for a new leader. So we invite you to that if you can come next week. Additionally, next week there is a car wash. The youth are raising funds, and there's information in the Sunday paper on that. So please, come with dirty cars, and hopefully the bishop will come with a dirty car that she can have washed as well. So I'm going to look at my notes because I know there's probably one other thing. I think what it is a centering practice that I've missed. And so let's take just some time to kind of center our minds and thoughts on being here together this morning. We'll just do that with deep breaths and do that in the way that's comfortable to you. And we'll just take kind of 3 deep breaths together and just kind of prepare to be with each other. Okay, so with that, I will invite everyone to stand, say hi to people around you. If you need a topic, what are you doing for this Memorial Day weekend? And I'll let you go with that. Thank you.
Will remain when knowledge has passed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we've got a few different, shall we say, experiments today. And so as you make your way back to your seats, the song is kind of introducing the first theme here. It's called Be More Kind. History's been leaning on me lately. I can feel the future breathing down my neck. And all the things I thought I was young and you were true turned out to be broken. And I don't know what comes next in a world that has decided that it's going to lose its mind. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. They started raising walls around the world now, like hackles raised upon a cornered cat. Orders in our minds, things that can and can't be said. Stop talking to each other. There's something wrong with that. So before you go out searching, don't decide what you will find. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. You should know not alone. Trouble comes, trouble goes. How this ends, no one knows. Hold on tight when the wind blows. The wind blew both of us to sand and sea, and where the dry land stands is hard to say. As the current drags us by the shore, we can no longer say for sure who's drowning or if they can be saved. When you're out there floundering, like a lighthouse I will shine. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. Like a beacon reaching out to you and yours, from me and mine. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. In a world that has decided that they're going to lose its mind. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind.
Good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you to a very special day today. The kids have been talking about some of the things that really make this world go round these last weeks. And the things I think we all want to embrace as a community, and so we're going to dive into those a little bit in a way that hopefully works for everybody. So we're going to be looking at some things that are really important to the world, like being kind, which we will do in just a minute. And there are these white tables here, so there's some activities there for kids to even think about these things and work with some of these ideas we're talking about in their own special ways, and also then gives moms and dads and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas ways to talk about with them afterwards as well. Also, I just want you to know that the nest is open. That's where the nursery, the littlest kids, that's available. It is self-serve though today, so one parent needs to be there with them. And other than that, I want to invite you to this journey that we are all on as we are looking at going beyond some of these things that are so important to us.
I'm going to sing that last chorus one more time here. When you're out there floundering, like a lighthouse I will shine. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. Like a beacon reaching out to you and yours, from me and mine. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. In a world that has decided that it's going to lose its mind. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind.
Good, yeah, woo. Sounded great. Well, good morning, Fabric. I'm going to be Scientist Heidi this morning, and I think I have something pretty cool to show you today that's going to sort of fit in with this idea of going beyond with kindness. I mean, there's 100 elements in this world, but I bet you never thought of kindness as an element, and yet it can be a very powerful force and element in this world and on our planet. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of kindness where you do something and say, look at me, look at me, look at me. We call that kind of being performative. And the kind of kindness that I'm talking about is where you really see another person and you see maybe who they are and what they need, and you find a way to care for them and to show them love and to make them feel valued and important. And scientists have been studying this for years. And one of the amazing things about kindness is that it doubles as you share it. I mean, kindness grows the more you give it away. Scientists have been studying this, and they know that when you share kindness, when you do something kind for someone else, all these feel-good hormones start to activate and get going in you. So you experience a boost of that serotonin or oxytocin or dopamine that make you feel sort of good and that you have a sense of well-being. And it doesn't just stop there. You, as the kindness giver, also get a boost of those feel-good hormones. And it doesn't even stop there, because if you see me do some kindness to John, you also get a boost of those kindness hormones inside of you. And I think I have a way that we can demonstrate what this kindness growing can look like and feel like. And we're going to call it the Scientific Spreading Kindness Simulator Experiment. Okay, so here we go. I have some kindness cubes in here, and we're going to think of some ways that maybe we have been kind, or maybe some people have been kind to us, and we're going to put them in, well, we're going to call this the kindness collector. Okay, so let's see. Well, I'm going to put a couple of kindness cubes in because my daughter Lizzie is really amazing. She makes me homemade birthday and Mother's Day cards, and then she writes the most amazing messages on the inside that make me feel loved and valued and really appreciated. So I'm going to put a couple in for that. I feel like I'm sharing kindness when I have the courage to stand up and say something when I see mistreatment happening or gossip being shared. And when I stand up for that person or with that person, I feel like I'm being kind too, so I'm going to put some in for that. I also feel like I'm being kind when I listen to my aunt. I mean, really listen. She has a partner, a spouse, who has dementia, and she is the caregiver. She's the sole caregiver, and she often just really needs someone to listen to her, and I feel like I'm being kind when I do that. So I'm going to put some in for that. Well, now it's your turn. I wonder if you've thought of some things, some ways that you have been kind or someone has been kind to you, and can you just maybe shout some out? What do you think? Louder. Yeah, say it one more time, Delaney. Helping, being a helper. Yeah. What else? Simple as hold. That's not even hard, is it? Really? Holding a door. That can be kindness too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Emptying the dishwasher. Yeah. What about if you put a rain barrel out to collect water? That's a way to be kind to the earth, right? You don't have to. It doesn't have to just stop at people, right? All right. Raise your hand if you're just too shy, but you did think of something. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I know we've got a shy bunch. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Now I'm going to put the kindness cubes into our scientific kindness spreading machine here. You might think it looks a little bit like a microwave, but I assure you that it's not. It's a very sensitive piece of equipment, And it's just designed to measure kindness as it's growing and transforming. So I'm going to go ahead and put the kindness cubes in. And then I'm going to set the timer. There we go. And then I'm going to press start. And it's going to start to do some magic in there to show us what it actually looks like as our kindness is growing and transforming and doubling, like scientists have shown. Do we have a picture of that? Wow. All right. We got 30 seconds left, people. Got something you want to talk about? Where's the Jeopardy music? Do, 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 do. Anyway, yeah. 18, now it's coming back. Here we go. I think it's just, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bing. All right, let's see. All right, well, you know, you saw it on the screen. It works great. I think our microwave maybe wasn't so powerful in that moment, but take my word for it, kindness grows. All right, yeah, keep talking. We'll see. Really, we tried this at home, people.
No, it started. It's running
It
again,
did
just to see
start.
what happened.
All right.
You may want to
No.
pull your resume together. Oh. That was not kind. I'm sorry. No, truly. Thank you. It's going. It is now. I don't know. Okay, so, hey, thank you, Heidi. And all of you who gave us examples of what can happen when we go beyond with kindness, right? It's an important thing to be doing. So here's what I saw happening, or here's what I saw was supposed to be happening, is that all of you contributed ways of being kind, and we put them in the microwave of life and to see what would happen, and voila, nothing happened. No, and voila, it will work. You saw it on the video, it does happen. It just grew, it just expanded and became more and more and more, and that's amazing. So here's the deal. The microwave of life actually is life, right? It's your relationships. It is the checkout at Cub. It is the driver trying to merge with you. It is your neighbor down the block who has the lawn signs that you do not agree with, okay? I mean, who is it for you? Who is it for you? Every interaction with those people is an opportunity for kindness. And let's, like Heidi said, let's not just stick to people, right? The physical world, the land, the water, the air, the plants, the trees, the animals, the insects, all of them, they're all opportunities. Every interaction with them is an opportunity for kindness. And I have to say, the absence of unkindness, the absence of meanness is not the same as kindness, okay? You get the idea, all right? Kindness is actually an active, positive step towards something, not just not doing a bad thing, all right? I mean, if Heidi takes an empty plate and puts it in the microwave, right? Just because it doesn't have any meanness on there and puts it in the microwave, it'll come out, my metaphor is not working real well, it'll come out with nothing, right? I mean, because nothing produces nothing. And do we want to check? Oh! Woo! Whew, it's warm. Okay. Yeah. Vindicated. You got your job. So anyway, here's my question for you all. Considering the power of kindness and its impact on you, I mean, I think when we exercise kindness, it does something to us, on the people we exercise it towards, and then the spillover effect on the people who observe an act of kindness being done. And then the people who get an act of kindness because the person you gave an act of kindness to is inspired to give it on to someone else. Considering all of that power, that impact of kindness, what does it really cost you to be kind? I mean, seriously. I mean, because you can be kind only when it's easy, when it's convenient, when you feel like it. But aren't we maybe, called to go beyond that? I mean, do you really need to conserve your kindness? Are you afraid that if you use it, you're going to run out? I mean, seriously, I don't think so. I think we're all called to go beyond what is convenient, what is easy, or, when the mood strikes us to be kind. There's a couple of sentences in the Bible in a letter that Paul wrote, Paul being one of the people who rode the wave of the movement that Jesus started. And he said this in that letter. He said, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved. Now, that's a lot of kind of thick Bible talk, which basically just means people seeking to beautifully and fully live in a way that is aligned with the ways of God, right? So as those people, clothe yourselves, clothing, not meaning superficially, not just meaning, like outside of you, but that is who you are, how you present yourself to other people, an identity that you take on purposely. It's a way of being. So clothe yourselves with compassion, with kindness, with gentleness, with patience, and with humility. Compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience. Those are superpowers, folks. And kindness is one of them. Clothing yourselves with those, including kindness, does mean paying the cost of those things. And yes, there is cost related to kindness. I mean, there's time. It takes effort. It might mean setting aside some of the to-do things that you were supposed to do right now, but you got to be kind right now. It might mean swallowing your pride. It might be passing up on the chance to say at the end of something, I told you so. Or maybe having that person have to admit that you were right in the first place. It could be cause all those things. And you know what really bugs me about it? Sometimes the person they're kind to doesn't even deserve it. Which sort of begs another question. Do you really have to deserve kindness? Or is kindness something that we just give to each other? Let me put it this way. Do you want to be treated kindly? Yeah. Do you only want to be treated kindly when you were good enough to deserve it? Ouch. No, I don't think so. So let's go beyond. I think it's funny, even though kindness does cost something in terms of time and effort and self-discipline, I don't know if there's anyone in the world who doesn't want a world that is more known for its kindness. So, all that makes me think about some of these powerful things in our world, and the most powerful forces in our universe. And forgetting gravity and electromagnetism and then the strong and weak nuclear forces, I think about the human forces that are so powerful in our world. And if you listen to popular media, what are they? Probably money, fame, and position, right? Those are the things that make things happen, we think. But I'm really not so sure. I think the things that really make stuff happen in the world is a completely different set of things, kind of like those superpowers that we were talking about a little while ago. I believe that kindness, which doesn't run out by using it, is able to change more things than money can, than fame can, or that position can. I think compassion, I think generosity, I think forgiveness are able to change things that money could never change, like a human heart. And each of those has the ability to produce the most precious element in our world. One that money, fame, and position could never produce, no matter how hard they tried. And Maya is going to come and tell us a little bit about that element.
Hello, thank you, Greg. So, do you guys trust me? Wow, that was really quick. I wasn't expecting all those yeses. I don't usually start off conversations like that. It's a little loaded because trust is so hard, right? Trust can mean taking a leap, like being a third grader going into fourth grade and going to camp for the first time ever. It can be a letting go. Maybe you're living with somebody who loads the dishwasher differently than you, and you just have to let go of that sometimes and trust that it's gonna be okay. Forgiveness, ooh, that's a tough one. And especially forgiving somebody who maybe, like Greg said, doesn't exactly deserve it. And that brings me to but what happens when trust doesn't work, right? You gave that person another chance and they lost your trust again, or worse, you trusted in yourself to do something and then you failed yourself. Ooh, that's a hard one too. And that is why we need to practice trusting. We need to practice taking those leaps in safe places like Fabric. And the kids got to practice a little trust a few weeks back in the Mars rover room. And my scientists are gonna come up here and they're gonna help me do a little experiment, a little trust practice. And I'm gonna need 5 people who wanna practice trust. Okay, scientists, you can move your chairs into position. All right? Who wants to practice trust today? Mimi does. Okay, Rachel, you can sit in one of these chairs. Heidi, Chris. I'm talking about Chris Little. Hi, Brian. Okay, we've got some good people who are gonna practice. So in this experiment, this trust practice, you can see I have these cups back here, and I'm filling them up with water. And yeah, so our scientists in a moment are going to be taking a cup and dumping it on top of your head, okay? So scientists, you guys can each grab a cup. Wait until I tell you to go. Okay, so how are you? Do you trust me now, Brian?
Maybe.
How are you feeling, Chris?
Yeah.
Rachel, what do you guys say?
Super medium. I took off my glasses. So.
Okay. Heidi, she's always good. We go way back. Okay. Let's do a countdown, and on blast off, you guys, that is when you flip the cups over. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Wait, what? Does anybody have water on their head? Okay. Wait, what? Turn it over. What? Okay. Well, 3 heads don't have water on them. 3, 2, 1. It's not even there. Oh my gosh! All right, let's give our volunteers a round of applause. A round of applause. Nice job. So our scientists were in on that. There was actually a special powder in the bottom of the cup that kind of soaks up the water, so we are not doing magic up here. But we are practicing trust, so thank you for practicing trust. And yes, thank you, scientists. You can move your chairs back. Great work.
So you all trusted Maya and her minions. Good for you. Yeah, so but what if this had happened, what if we had a visiting guest here leading this that you had never known before and you didn't know what they were up to? How would that have changed it? Or if you didn't know any of the kids that, the fellow scientists who were doing the turning over, if you didn't know them, what would you feel like? Well, you might be thinking, well, I guess I would trust Fabric. Fabric's not going to do anything too messy or too embarrassing to me. Yeah, right. Okay, so then think about this. So suppose you're someplace completely different. You didn't know anybody. You had no established relationships, and they're doing something like this. So you had nothing to judge it by. How would you have felt then? Or raise the stakes. It's not just a cup of water in your head, but it's, You're trusting a mechanic with your car. You're trusting a school with your kid. You're trusting your boss with your job. You're trusting your health to a doctor. You're trusting your local and state and federal elected officials with your country. How does that feel? Trust. Love may make the world go round, but without trust, it comes to a grinding halt in no time. All right? Now, living in a world without trust is really a difficult thing. Can you imagine living in a world without trust? I mean, some of you may feel that way, at least at certain times. You may feel like life is like sitting in a chair with some stranger behind you with a cup of who knows what poised over your head, and you have nothing to help you decide whether you should just accept it or go running for your life because there's just no relationship that really means anything to you. And you know, living in a world without trust is a really, really scary place to be. Now, chances are, though, that each of you has some relationships where there is that deep, unconditional trust. And chances are there are people that see you with that same sort of trust, that same deep and unconditional trust. And there also chances are that you have people with whom you have had that kind of trust before, but it was lost. It got broken, it got violated. You know, when that happens, it hurts. It really, really hurts. It feels like something has died among us. So we talk about being trustworthy, right? Being trustworthy, that means worthy of trust. So this is the deal. Trust is earned. Trust is earned, right? We have experiences with each other in which we decide that that person is worth my trust or not. And usually in life, we start small and we offer bigger and bigger things until we finally, when some relationships, sometimes we get to that place where we are able to just live that unmeasured kind of unprotected, fully at each other's mercy, vulnerable trust. And my guess is that the world in which you experience that kind of unmeasured trust is probably your very, very favorite place to be. You wish the whole world was like that. Check that out with your gut. See if that's true for you or not. So here's my question. By the way, I have a lot more questions than answers, so what I want to do is give you my very best question today. And my very best question is this. If you want to live in a world that is defined by trust, are you going to just wait for it to happen? Or are you going to be one of the people who begins to find ways to build it? Let's go beyond with trust. I am not asking you to trust someone or something that isn't trustworthy, but I am asking I should have seen that coming. I am expecting you to expect it of others. I'm expecting you not to just wait for trust. And I'm expecting you to find ways to build it with others and give them opportunities to prove it to you, like I'm going to give him in just a minute. And I also ask you to be trustworthy. When you break trust, which you will because we all do, don't hope no one notices and doesn't mention it. No. Admit it, own it, and ask for a second chance. Let's go beyond with trust. Well, the microwave worked. Peter.
Oi. Just the guitar strap, yeah.
All right, well, lots of excitement today, friends. Greg, it might be good to get that microphone dried off, too, if you want to take that back to Dan. Oh, boy. Well, let's sing a little bit more, shall we? I'll just let you stay seated and enjoy and sing along with this one. But this one is called Awe and Wonder. Make sure that still works. Sorry, Avden. That's his guitar. All right, here we go.
Here we are in the throes of the unspeakable, trying to name the unnameable, finding many ways then to say it all, finding them each far too small.
All right, sing this part, would you?
Beauty or pain, maybe both. We can look once again and maybe see we are just a part. We are all connected. Here we are, eyes wide from the start. Doesn't change the things are hard. Finding the many ways that we are one. Finding the fabric of nuanced love. Beauty or pain, maybe both. We can look once again, maybe see we are just a part. We are all connected. Awe and wonder, gifts to ponder. Awe and wonder, like a spell we're under when we breathe. Take the time, we can see. Beauty or pain, maybe both. We can look once again, maybe see we are just a part. We are all connected. Beauty or pain, maybe both. We can look once again and maybe see we are just a part. We are all connected.
Okay.
I'm back. Let's hope this goes a little bit better than the first time. All right. Well, I am back, and I have brought my colleagues along. So if you guys want to come up and find a spot. Perfect. So we've already really discussed two amazing elements that we have in this world, kindness and trust. And we've seen what it means to go beyond the walls of field school and beyond the places where it feels easy peasy to do kindness or to trust someone, and beyond our comfort zones to connect with that big vision of love that's in us and all around us and part of everything, right? So our last element is pretty amazing too. It is the element of thankfulness. And I have seen firsthand the power of thankfulness to change me inside. I have started to keep a gratitude journal, and I've noticed that I feel generally happier, I feel less anxious, I feel at peace, and I feel more hopeful. I feel inspired that there are possibilities in this world. I've noticed that as I've kept this journal over the last year or so. But the real magic is in sharing thankfulness. And I think we have a pretty cool way to demonstrate this. All right, so this is you, and this is also you, and this is me too. So we're going to put our glass cylinder there. And we are filled with life. I know that you know this because we feel it every day, right? So we're going to say that the water is life. So maybe fill it up about not quite halfway with some water. Sorry, you're dripping there a little bit. All right, that's good. Yeah. So that's sort of the people we know, the places we go, the things we do, and the things that we get to experience. How's everyone doing? All right, good. And we know that this life isn't always easy peasy and it isn't always great, but lots of it is pretty good and pretty wonderful and amazing. All right, so we also have people in our life. We're not here by ourselves, so let's take some of those people. You can put this down below if you need to. And you can set them up or lay them around side. That's just to remind us that we are not here by ourselves. All right? And I'm going to borrow this for a minute. You may know this as Dawn dish soap, but I know it as the good, rich, wonder-filled parts of life. All right? So we're going to think about what that can look like. Some of these things make us feel happy, and some of these things make us feel kind of challenged. But I think all of it has elements of thankfulness in it. All right, so I want you to do this too. So hold up one finger, people out there, all right? And let's think of, well, gosh, this weekend has been amazing, right? I bet that most everyone here has been outside sometime this weekend. So I want you to think about something that made you feel thankful for that time that you spent outside this weekend. You guys are thinking too, right? Okay, good. For me, it was, I got to go on a walk in the woods with my friends that are here from out of town and my kids, and of course my puppies. And I was just walking through there. The trees are fully leafed out and they're canopied over the path. It was just really, really nice. So I'm going to keep thinking, people, because I'm going to ask you to name yours a little bit, but I'm going to give you a squirt, and you a squirt, and you a squirt, and you a squirt, and you a squirt. There you go. All right. I think it's pretty easy to think of some people that we're thankful for, right? You guys got that going too? All right. It can be people you know. Maybe it was a stranger that did something for you. I think it can be people that are doing big things in this world that we can feel thankful for. I personally feel really thankful for those that did some hard fighting for the queer and trans people in my life and then in this world so that their lives can be a little bit safer, a little bit braver, a little bit more equal. So I'm going to put that in there. Keep thinking. Do you have two fingers up, people? All right, good. There you go. All right. Do. All right. So now here's that hard one. I want you to think of something that you've been through that's hard. Maybe you learned a new thing. Maybe it was just a circumstance that was just really hard in your life. And we can feel thankful that we got through it, right? That we persevered and we made it through. We can feel thankful that we learned something new about ourselves in that hard thing. We can feel thankful for the people that maybe showed up. We can be thankful that we learned how to ask for help. Yeah? So for me, about maybe 8 months ago, I had a big giant part of my tree fall down. Thankfully, it missed my car, so I'm not going to say I'm thankful for that. But I had a friend show up, and actually a stranger show up with chainsaws. And they cut it down, and they helped either haul it away or haul it to my backyard. And this weekend, I finally got to the bottom of that pile because I've been slowly taking it to the yard waste place. And I just feel really thankful for that whole process. And kind of when the tree went down, I kind of thought, I can't do this, but I can do this. So I'm feeling thankful for that. All right. There we go. Do you guys have a chopstick on there on your thing? Okay. All right. So I want you to mix that up because that's what life does. Life gets a little bit stirred up, right? All right. Now, we could just stop here because our life is like this. It's filled with all kinds of things. But like I said, the magic in thankfulness is when we notice that thankfulness and we name it and then we share it. All right? So I'm going to count to 3. Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, put your safety goggles on for sure. Because let's move this out a little bit so you guys can get your tongs. Oh, sorry, people. All right, so this is going to be for you guys. All right, and I've brought along some dry ice because who doesn't love dry ice, right? Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, I'm losing your community left and right. All right, there you go, and I think there should be one more. There you go. Remember to use your tongues, friends. Safety first. All right. Now, on the count of 3, I'm going to start shouting. I'm going to have you guys start shouting out the things that you are thankful for. And you guys are going to add that to the cylinder of you and life. And let's see what happens when we remember that. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. All right. I'm thankful for my family and my dog and, backyard games this weekend. Oh, I had some delicious food. And I'm thankful for this people that are singing with us today. Whoa. Well, as you can see, when we share our thankfulness, it's contagious. It starts to we can't even contain it in our bodies, and it's spilling over to the people in our lives. All right, all done. And we bubble over, and it starts to spread because it's touching each and every one of us. So let's go beyond with thankfulness. All right.
Wow. Yeah, I am thankful for the scientists this morning. One more round of applause. And just for everyone, all of you, I'm Melissa Locke, and I'm just grateful for the reminders of all these simple superpowers, including levity and adaptability here this morning, I'd say. Because it's really easy to get, even though we know kindness is good and trust is such a good thing, and thankfulness is so good. It's so easy for us to get back into that easy peasy, whatever is comfortable already for me or convenient for me, or just easy mindset. So thanks, everybody, for being here and being those reminders. It's really slippery up here. And yeah, I can go skating up here. So like kindness, thankfulness doesn't require deserving or any certain circumstances or even for us to feel a certain way in order to practice it. That's one of the things that makes thankfulness really one of those superpowers, I think, that we can practice anywhere, anytime, as long as we take a pause and notice the life and the goodness that's in us and around us and overflowing like these vases that we saw. So thankfulness can be like that dry ice in our lives. A couple weeks ago, I was having an okay day, but then I got this text from someone in my group thanking me for something quite simple, and it just kind of shifted things for me that day. Has that happened to you? Like, can you think of a time when someone said thank you or appreciated something you did, and it was kind of a game changer? I bet you can. So we all have that superpower ability to share our thankfulness and to change someone's day. And one of the things I love about Fabric is that it helps me take my good intentions and actually practice them. So I was thinking about people as we were doing that experiment, and I bet you were too, thinking about people who have made a difference that I'm thankful for in my life. So I want you to bring a person to mind again from your own life that you're thankful for. It might be from a recent time or someone from the past. This Memorial Day weekend, we're remembering people from our past who we're thankful for. So when you have someone in your mind who has made a difference for you or someone you love, who's brought some joy, some laughter, maybe went above and beyond or surprised you, just raise your hand when you have someone in your mind. And you don't have to share with anyone here in the room, but just want you to have that person. And Fabric is a wonderful, I think I see, yeah, great. We all have some people. You can put your hands down. We practice stuff here and give each other space to actually act on these good intentions. So today, why not write a thank you to that person that's on your mind? So we have some thank you cards that are going to be passed around here starting now. Brian, Andrew, Greg, thank you. They're going to give you one or more cards, and you can write a note today. It doesn't have to be fancy. The simplest thank yous can make a difference. And write to this person, and we will even mail it and stamp it for you to make it easy. You might write to someone who isn't alive anymore, and we don't have to mail that one, but it can still make a difference to write it. So it's up to you who you want to write your thank you note to. And if you'd like us to mail it, they'll bring the baskets around later to collect them up. Also, as they pass those out, there are some more white baskets on the edge of the rows, and that's where we put our communication cards if you filled one out, and offering if you brought offering here today. So go ahead and pass those white baskets along the rows too, if you haven't already. And you can put in your communication card, your offering. So take your time with the baskets, but also with your thank you cards. We're going to cue up some thank you note writing music and just give you a little breather, a little time to write your thank you notes. All right.
thanks. And that's something that you're very welcome to continue, encouraged to continue. We probably have some extras here that you can pick up as well. Could we stand when you get to a break in your writing there? Stand up and sing this last one together. I think we often try to encourage ourselves to lean against certainty and into trust. And this song is really just leaning into that and owning that place of being sure of our unsureness. It's called Sure Not Sure.
Are you tired like I am of this dead end? There's no space to rest or try again. When one is right and one is wrong, feels like we're caught in between conflicting certainties. There's something in there, even if it's not neat and clean. Can we bend in the breeze like a strong tree, like a strong tree?
Roots down deep.
Oh, 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 I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Oh, I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. We don't know. It's time we think on how we're taught to say, so siloed in our thought. So crack the door and listen up. Ride the arc that bent towards love. That's all love. That's all love. That's This is good, this is hard together. This is love, this is art together. What can we hope to know but better? Questions, questions, sure, we're sure, we're sure. I don't know, you don't know, we don't know, we don't know, oh, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know,
Can you sing that out?
we don't know, oh, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know, we don't know, oh, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know, we don't know, oh, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know, we don't know, oh, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know, we don't know.
Well, I don't know, and you don't know, and we don't know everything, but one thing I do know is not just thinking about these special forces in this world, but actually doing them makes a difference. I mean, that is what it's all about. When we start weaving our lives with one another, not just looking at each other, not just thinking about each other, but actually start weaving our lives, and then when we make that bigger and we start pulling in that third strand that we call God, that however you understand that which is beyond all things, When we start weaving those together, the world starts changing. It starts having a strength and resilience, and it starts everywhere, but one of the places it starts is right here, because we learn it together, we support each other in doing it, we even hold each other accountable to it in those friendly, mutual sort of ways, and that is pretty important. So what I want you to do is, if you did a postcard like this, I want you to imagine that person when they get this in the mail. You think it's going to be a good day for them? Yeah. It will be. So there are more of these postcards. Make some other people's days. Take them home. If you have to look up their address or whatever, I wrote one to someone who doesn't have an address anymore. And that's okay. I'll take that home and figure out my own way to deliver that. Or leave them here. We'll stamp them. If it's easy enough, we'll figure out what the address is ourselves, and we'll send it off to them. And thank you for being Fabric and weaving this, and we will see you next week, and we're going to go beyond with some other good stuff. All right. All right.
This is good, this is hard together. This is love, this is hard together. What can we hope to know but better question?